Hello, everybody. Thanks so much for waiting for me until 7:15. I went to Delhi to watch Mac do his skating. It's almost as painful as soccer, but not quite. It's a little bit more entertaining. He spent a lot of time swimming on the ice, him and another kid, but then actually they were able to he figured out, or they had taught them last week how to, do the 4-point stand up, and he'd get his little bum up in the air, and sometimes he toppled over. But anyways, it was lots of fun and a success. And then I took him home. So I knew I was going to be a few minutes late. Anyway, I can see a few of you are popping on, which is fantastic. And I see some hearts, and I know some people have shared my video, which I really appreciate. I don't want to spend a lot of time talking tonight because Survivor starts at 8 o'clock and I have to watch Survivor. But I did want to reiterate the details of the Join special that starts October the 1st, because honestly, in all my years of being with Stampin' Up, there is no better time. Honestly, this is the absolute best deal. And I've actually pulled it up so that I can make sure I get the all the details. So offer number one, you pick $165 worth of product. So if you've seen that new Advent kit, that's $136. Starting October 1st, if you sign up for Stampin' with me for Stampin' Up, you can add that as part of your kit. You select $165 worth of merchandise and you pay $48. No shipping, no taxes, and you get a paper pumpkin, and you get me as your upline. What more could you ask? I was at a demonstrator meeting on Saturday, and I can't remember who it was. I think it was maybe Jen Coe, who is the head of Stampin' Up Canada. She said we're more than demonstrators. We're like friendship facilitators. And I thought, you know what? I want to be a facilitator of fun. So that's my new title. I am Stampin' Wheels Facilitator of Fun. And why not join the fun and take advantage of such a wonderful offer? I mean, even if you just want to stock up on adhesives and paper, or if you want to grab some kits or some Christmas presents, you pick $165. You can't go over, and you pay $48. Or, and even if you're really looking to expand your craft room, or maybe start doing some classes, you can pick $252 worth of product. So are you looking for a big shot? Are you stamp, cut, and emboss machine? And you would only pay the regular $135. So either way, it's a fantastic deal. And you too could be a fun facilitator, or a facilitator of fun, and join the rest of us that are in this just to have fun with friends, make a community, and have some good times. So basically, that's all I'm going to talk about. You all know about my crop coming up. I just want to make sure, I hope I'm on... just want to make sure I can find myself here, but I know they're I'm getting lots of pop-ups, but I can't see the comments for whatever reason. Anyways, I'm going to flip the camera down because I do have a couple things to show you, and then I have a fun technique that's very adaptable, and I hope you can play along because I posted the measurements earlier today. So hang on, we're going to flip the camera down. And the first thing I want to show you is, have you been to crops and seen people put all their tools in these things? So they're putting their pokey tools, they're putting scissors, they're silicone trays. And I just ordered from Amazon. It came in a 4-pack. And what I want them for is for my blending brushes. Stampin' Up! Has a wide range of storage options, and I love them all, except for their stamping, the blending brushes, because our color families, if you want to get 10, our color families all have 10 colors in them. And the stand from Stampin' Up! Only has 9 slots. It just doesn't make sense to me. So anyways, I ordered these yesterday, and there's more than enough room for 10 brushes. So my goal is I'm going to treat myself, and I'm going to get blending brushes in all the color families so that I don't have any chance of mixing and matching ink colors. So I just thought I'd show you these. I think the 4-pack on Amazon was $18.95, which I thought was quite a bargain. So there's my little preamble for tonight. And now let's have some fun. Since after all, I have named myself Facilitator of Fun. We are going to be using tonight a stamp set from the latest Paper Pumpkin. And the next Paper Pumpkin is a Christmas one, which is beautiful. This month's, it came with a Cajun Craze. I'm packing up. I'm going to Sauble Beach for a weekend crop, so I'm taking this with me. So I'm not going to undo it all. Lovely fall colors. It makes 9 cards, and it would be better if I showed it the right way up. And I love the sayings because they're not typical kind of Thanksgiving. I mean, this one is thankful, but wishing you the happiest of days. Isn't that a nice sentiment? We're going to use that tonight. So that's the Stampin' Up! The Paper Pumpkin that came out this month, but there's still time to sign up for the one that comes out in October. And we're going to be using 3 colors of ink. I have pumpkin pie. I could eat a piece of pumpkin pie right now. Mossy meadow and pecan pie. I'm kind of all about the pie tonight. And we're going to use the stamp set from the Paper Pumpkin kit, which has pumpkins and acorns and leaves, and I think those are ducks actually. And thinking of you, warm wishes, thankful, just a really nice versatile set. And I'm also using the dies that came with the traditional labels set. This is a really fun sentiment set with the coordinating dies. There's a couple stamps that fit in the curvy flags, and it's not. I really like the font. And this is in the Holiday Mini. So I've already, I'm going to show you the die. So I gave you the things that we needed. So we needed a neutral cardstock to either punch or die cut. And I've actually gone ahead and used one of the dies. And I have die cut my sentiment piece for the card that we're going to be making. And the base of the card and all the elements are actually basic beige. This is a cardstock that I don't use a lot of. However, I find this was my last sheet of it, but it's a really lovely neutral. If you remember Sahara Sand, this is a little darker than Sahara Sand was, but it takes on different tones, and it goes lovely with, that's early espresso, but the other side of this paper, equally, if you didn't want the starkness of the white, it really goes well with the basic beige. And this paper pack is in the Holiday Mini. And let me see if I can find it, because I should have looked that up before. But aren't we having fun while I flip through the catalog? Because again, I am the facilitator of fun. And this paper is actually called Autumn Toile. It's beautiful. So we need a regular cardstock, a regular card base. And I haven't decided, I think I'm going to open it this way for this design tonight. And that's basic beige. I'll set that aside up here. I'll try to stay organized. Then I have a piece of designer paper, and it's 4 5/8 by 3 1/4. This way, and 4 5/8 this way. And then I have a neutral layer that we're going to do a fun little technique with. And this is 4 by 3 1/2. So the fun little technique, did you see earlier I posted a picture of a pack of waxed paper? This is a really old pack, and quite honestly, I don't remember the last time that I used wax paper for baking, because I use parchment paper, and I I don't wrap stuff in wax paper, so this is probably a few years old. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a fun technique, and you can use clear wrap, you could use a plastic bag, but this is just, I saw this done on the weekend, and I thought, let's just try something different. Sorry about the noise. So we're just going to tear off a piece of wax paper, and then I have 3 colors here. I'm going to crumple up a little ball like this, and I want lots of creases, and I'll set that one there. And I want one for the mossy meadow. And what we're using tonight as a starting point is actually a sketch from one of my favorite sites that I've talked about lots, and that's the Casing Tuesday, where they take a card, and if you search Casing Tuesday on Facebook, it pulls it up, and they actually give you the measurements. So the card that we're casing tonight is this one from the Holiday Mini, and this one is the Peaceful Garden Suite. So it just shows you the versatility that you can get out of these designs. So our focal point is actually what the designer paper is, but we're going to make our own designer paper and cut it up. So all I'm going to do is, first off, open up all my stamp pads. And I'm actually going to put a piece of, I want to protect my desk here. Oh my gosh, some of these are so hard to open. Set those up there like that. And I'm actually going to turn around here and grab a piece of copy paper. Does anybody still call it copy paper? What is this? I used to call it typewriter paper, but we can make up our own fun name. So I'm going to start, and there really is no rhyme or reason. I picked colors that came right out of the paper pack, so I know that they're going to coordinate. And all you're going to do is you're going to use your wax paper as your stamp. And you don't have to re-ink it, just to get different depths of tone. And I'll set that back there so I know what color it was used on. And the fun thing about this is every piece of paper that you do, can you see what I'm doing here? I'm kind of off camera. Every piece of paper will be different. You'll never be able to create 2 looks that are exactly the same. And I'm kind of into that, the uniqueness and the fun of taking this basic design and adding as much or as little ink as you want to create a really fun pattern. And you can add as much or as little. This would be a really great project for kids. And I know it could get a little messy, but if you use one of those butterfly clips, I don't have one handy, but you could actually even put like a little handle on the wax paper for kids so that they don't get too crazy dirty. And then you can go back and add a little bit more color where you might need it. But that's it. Just a fun way of adding some color to an otherwise plain piece of cardstock. And you can even take it a step further and add a little bit of color, some drops. Let's add a little bit of flecking. You know what I'm talking about? And I'm actually going to bring in just, what is this one? I don't even know what it is. Calypso Coral. And I'm just going to take this and just add some, and you won't be able to see this very much until I pick it up and show you. It's kind of hard on the tip. In fact, that one might be almost, but just add a few spots in the background to fill in any spaces. And there you have a really fun piece of designer paper. And depending on the colors that you use, we could also use a little bit of Wink of Stella. Do the same thing. This Wink of Stella is almost empty. Just to add some flecks of color to that. So just fun. I hope this is something that you'll try. If you've got kids or grandkids, this would be a really fun project for them. And then you could punch it out. These would make cute pumpkins, whatever. So with my 4-inch side at the top, I'm going to cut this into 1-inch strips. So these strips will become 1 by however long this piece of paper is. You've got it written down. So I'll cut this into my 4 strips like that. So the Casing Tuesday sketches link back to the catalog, either the annual catalog or the current holiday mini, or it might even link you to an online exclusive card. But I think they're just brilliant in what you can come up with without even thinking about things. And I could have saved some of that wax paper and done a little bit of daubing on here, but I think we'll just go ahead and assemble the card and make it easy peasy. Now my only thought is, so what I'm going to do, it's going to go on like this, and then these strips go on top. Do I use the brown side or do I use this side? This side might be a little bit too busy. Yep, it's going to be. So I'm going to use the brown side. But you can see how versatile this would be. Instead of a Christmas card, we're going to make, I think I'm going to use happy birthday or something. I said I was going to use a stamp out of that new, but I cut the wrong size of, okay, this one is empty. Let's see if I can get any out of the bottom. You know these glues have 2 ends, right? Some people, okay, this one's going in the garbage can. I store them upside down, so that is a good indication that it really, really, truly is empty. And this one's got glue in it, so you don't need a lot of glue. And this design, one of the other reasons I love these is that you can have it off to the side, but I think tonight we'll make it as symmetrical as I can, working at arm's length. You know me, I'm always a little half a bubble off a level. And I think for these strips, I'm going to pop them up and add a little bit of dimension to the front of this card. So flip these over. And you know what? I need to change the blade in my trimmer. So you know what? Let's take advantage of that. I'm actually just going to take my scissors and I'm going to give these and make it look intentional instead of making it look like I need to change the blade in my trimmer. And we won't tell anyone. You can use a file, your fingernails, a sand block. I've been cutting glimmer paper with this trimmer. So I have 2 trimmers, so I should mark one that says for glimmer paper. Just give these a quick little. Thanks to those of you who have sent payment for my crop on November the 22nd. It's $30, no frills, at the Westmount Presbyterian Church, 9 to 5. And I still have seats. And I do appreciate the payment coming in. There we go. And I could go back and re-ink and add a little bit of ink around the edges, but I don't think I have to do that for tonight. I do need to get that stuff off. And I'm just going to quickly, I'll put 3 dimensionals on each piece. And I was going to tie a ribbon around that, or some twine around that, and I totally forgot, and it's glued down, so we'll have to go with plan B for that. It's never too late to add a bow. And join me next Monday night. I have my free monthly online class at 7 o'clock. We're making 3 cards using the the Christmas suite, the peaceful garden suite, the blue. I'm just going to place these on here upside down before I take off the backing of those dimensionals, because I want to see. I think I'll start at the end on each side, and then I can get them a little bit evenly spaced, I hope. So I'll just peel those off. I have to tip this up so that I can see what I'm doing here. So if you have any questions at all about becoming a facilitator of fun along with me, let me know. There's an opportunity day on Saturday. Well, it's an event. It's about an hour long. It's hosted by Jen Coe, who is the head of Stampin' Up! Canada. And it's a Zoom. So if you want to be sent the link, there's going to be a craft along. We don't have any of the details, so there's nothing to prepare for. It's just hearing about the opportunity and why it's such a great idea to join our family of crafters, and why now is really such a great time to take advantage of the special. I know there's been questions about tariffs and all that stuff. We have not seen any price increases because of tariffs, and the reason is that Stampin' Up! Canada is its own company. So our stuff does come through the United States. Obviously, our warehouse is in Riverton, Utah, but we are recognized as a Canadian company. So we have never have seen or felt the impact of the tariffs. So I've got that fairly straight. Isn't that fun? It looks like falling leaves with those colors. And then I'm going to take our little sentiment, and the stamp I said I was going to use, I can't because it's too big. So you know what? I think I'm going to use the Thankful, because I really am thankful. I'm thankful for everyone who joins me here on a weekly basis. I'm thankful for the friendships that I've made. And I'm going to stamp that, I think, with some... I want to do a little technique on here too. So I'm going to use pecan pie. And we'll just stamp this. This is a beautiful, look at, I love that. Oh, look at the font on that. Isn't that pretty? So fun. And then I'm going to take my pumpkin pie, because you know you can stamp on top of writing. So I'm going to take this, and I'll put that back there. And I'm going to take the pumpkins from this set. We're going to make it really fallish. Oh my goodness, I just had that open and now it won't open. It's shut so tight. Oh, there's my scissors. I don't know what it is, but sometimes they really seal up. And I'm going to do a little test with this because I re-inked this afternoon. So I want to see how dark it's going to stamp. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to do second generation. So I'm going to ink this up. I'm going to stamp it off once. And then I'm just going to stamp those pumpkins right over top. Look at that. Isn't that fun? So do a little of experimenting of stamping it off. And if you notice when I did that background, I didn't re-ink it re-ink the wax paper every time I stamped, so that way you get variation in color and tone of all those different colors that we used on this card. And I have some lovely twine that's available. This is early espresso and old linen or old olive ribbon. So I think I'm just going to tie a very simple, and actually I'm going to use 2 strands of thread. And this card has both brown and green in it. Just for a fun little, bring those together. Pull it tight. Give it a little trim. And for this, because I have popped up the layers, I'm actually going to just add a little bit of glue to this on either end. Because if I do want to pop this in the mail, it might just have a little bit. Where do I want to put this? I should have used the bigger one. I think kind of down in this corner, like that. And then I'll get out a trusty glue dot here. And my pokey tool. And I think this ribbon is a little big. Yep, I think right there on the end. Oops, it would help if I put adhesive side down, not adhesive side up. Get the backing off. Put the bow on it. And you know what? I've got some of these flat bling. What color will we use? Let's use some green. Oh, is that one blue or green? Green. I'm going to pop one right in the center, like that. Then I'll take a couple of these smaller ones and just pop them on. And just like that, quick as a wink, we have a really fun card to put in the mail or put in an envelope and hand to someone special. So I hope this is a card that you will make. And like I said, you don't have to use the technique on the Casing Tuesday. It was a piece of designer paper. Try and get these lined up a little bit better than I did. But there you have it. So your facilitator of fun is looking forward to hearing from you. If you have any questions at all about my crop or the join special or the advent calendar or the 100 other things that I talked about in my newsletter this week, if you're not getting my newsletter, send me an email and I will add you. And I hope you have a fun weekend. And if you create one of these cards, be sure to post it in the comments along with a picture. Thanks, everybody. Have a wonderful evening. See you on Survivor. Bye.